Hey, Sistas fans, this is Tierney, and I'm back with another Sistas review of Season 7, Episode 8, titled Pins and Needles. First start off at Andy's office, and she has like a guy she knew from college, and he checked out the whole thing with Jordan, this underage girl, and kind of found out it was bogus. So Andy has a sigh of relief when I think, if Annie would have just given Jordan the time of day and like let him explain, you know, said had him chase her around her office and I think she would have known. And even though you may be on the fence about something, if something doesn't sound right and another story sounds better, it might be, you should, at least hear both sides of the story. So I'm glad Andy now realizes that Jordan is not this guy that Gary is portraying him to be in the media. Next is this lady named Miss Willis. She comes in. I mean, she is one. I mean, she comes to him off. She was talking, and she told Andy that I'm not with this mumbling, the mumbo jumbo stuff, and I'm very. She's very very matter of fact. And I believe Jordan is the one who got Andy this client because she's a millionaire, I think. She has like a lot of money and she has her own jet and all this type of stuff. So she wants Andy to represent her in her divorce. So apparently her husband has been having fun. We all know what that means behind her back. So she wants a divorce, wants Andy to represent her. Now this could be this. I think this is the client that Jordan gave Andy, and this will maybe push her to the top where she can be the next partner at the firm. Which is a good thing. I'm glad Jordan's trying to help her because Gary was not trying to help Andy at all. He was just trying to keep her stagnant. Because if she ever advanced and he didn't know about it or didn't know who was at the top where she was advancing to, it was an issue and a problem for him. So at least Jordan's trying to help Andy in this regard. But yes, I'm glad that Andy did hear Jordan out and kind of found out. And the thing is, Andy did not really trust Jordan or fully trust him because she had to go to an old colleague or old college law friend, I guess, from college to even research into this. And then she found out about the whole passport photo that had, his name was like John, I think, which is also Aaron's alias, but we'll get to that, I guess, when that confound comes out on the show. So the guy basically wants Andy stay away from him. He's a bad guy. He's a bad dude. He's into some crap. I had to dig deep to find all this stuff about him. To stay away from him, basically, which Andy's not going to do because we all know she wants to be planning her wedding to Gary, I think later on in this season. And I mean, I don't know if this is part of Andy's plan to get bad at Gary for the FBI. I don't know. Or she just in love still with him. I have no idea, but I'm glad that Annie's finally having people who could tell her to leave Gary alone. Because I guess the sister wasn't enough. Fatima wasn't enough. Now she got an old old college law friend, a law student she was, college with, telling her the same thing. So hopefully Annie will get a clue. Well, we know she's not going to get treated because she's going to be planning her wedding to him later on this season. So we'll have to see with silly Andy, stupid Andy, whatever you want to call it. Then Miss Willis said something that has me like, really? She said she can look in a man's eyes and tell if he's lying or something like that. Well, hopefully we'll see if this is true or not. Next episode, she wants to see Gary and see if he's lying to her or not. And she did say that she put a lot of money behind Jordan's campaign. So I guess that's how Jordan knows her. She knows Jordan. So I think Jordan's trying to help Andy in a good way. I don't think he's like Gary trying to do things to keep her under his thumb. So yeah. Well, we'll see about the whole thing. Well, I know I can tell the man's lying to me. Well, we'll see about Gary. So hopefully she, is telling the truth about this, because we hate to see her as a liar or as someone who can be made a fool of about scary Gary. So next we move to the hospital where Sabrina's there, freezing her eggs, doing the whole thing with the whole um, embryo and an egg thing. And she said how she had to give a lot of blood and it was draining and tiring and all that. So then Karen shows up and she said she was there for a checkup. Of course, knowing how Sabrina is gonna be in everybody's business, she stood there like. So Karen went ahead and told her that she's gonna meet Zach there to do a DNA test. Now, shockingly, Sabrina did not run around her mouth and tell Danny, but she probably did. We just don't know it yet. Maybe there's gonna be next episode. But yeah, Sabrina did show up and on the scene, her appointment in the hospital, and ran to Karen. And I honestly, I don't know why Karen told Sabrina that Zach going to be there or meet her there, knowing Sabrina wants to be in everybody's business, but don't offer no solutions to any issue or problem. She was one of those reasons just to know her, just. But yeah, so that was the next scene. So I guarantee she's probably gonna call Danny, but with Danny already knows because she wants told Zach to go and get a DNA test. So I wonder if Danny's gonna try to play it off to Sabrina that she hasn't told influenced Zach to get DNA test. From there, we go to back at the law firm. Fatima is kind of trying to eavesdrop on Andy and Miss Wilson's conversation. Then Hayden rolls up. And this banter between the two of them, I feel like I'm listening to freaking middle school kids. I mean, that made me sick. I mean, y'all are adults. I mean, and act like it. Then you're at work. So, and what them tell him who ain't in there with, I don't know. I mean, you never tell your enemy what you're doing. I mean, you don't do that. I mean, Fatima is just stupid for this. And she been really just acting stupid really lately, ever since she walked to Karen's apartment. But I digress. So they come out and here's Hayden trying to pitch himself to Miss Willis. And she was like, basically, I'm not interested, and she left. And so Fatima and it kind of glowed in front of Hayden and all that. I'm like, I don't understand why they have to act like children. This is a law firm, not a playground. And like I said, Fatima should not have told Hayden who Andy's in there with and none of that. So of course, Hayden's gonna go back and tell Gary, so that's gonna be a whole nother can of worms. But Hayden would have saw her anyway. But he asked her, why is she in there talking to her? I mean, why do you care? Miss Willis was brought to Andy for Andy to represent her. Not you, Hayden. So mind your business. Worry about that slut you married. I'm sorry, I probably can't say slut on this. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so then it goes to where I guess it's the end of the day, I guess. And Fatima once again running her mouth. Tells Andy that Karen's having her DNA test done today. And I don't know if Andy knew or not, but it kind of seemed like maybe Andy forgot. She said, well, you gonna go? And so and here comes Tima rushing out the door, running out like a nutcase. And my thing is, even though her and Zach are engaged, they're not legally married yet. So whatever's going on with Karen and Zach and the Bell Baby thing has nothing to do with Fatima until they get married, which means they'll be legally bound, and everything they have together will be together. But that's really to get on my nerves with Fatima. She's overstepping. And Karen does it well. I'm gonna get to Karen, but yeah, Fatima had no right running down there to the hospital. I mean, and how she just ran out like that. I mean, it's like I don't know if she thinks Zach can't handle his business when it comes to Karen, or he just gonna be so passive that he gonna let her run over him. I don't know, but I did not like this part about Fatima running out like a freaking nutcase. I mean, I didn't like that. So I think team may cause more harm than good in the end. So from there, Gary shows up. Someone that's Hayden's house, and he and Tamira do the nasty. And of course, he's telling her that Hayden don't need to know about this. Just keep it a secret and woo. And they had this little back and forth banter. You've always wanted me since the first time you saw me, and then he's like, you we hate to think about me and all that foolishness. So when Gary was finna leave, Tamira pulls out like a pen. I guess it was a camera in it, so she recorded them, doing the nasty. So I'm assuming that since Gary did a background check on her, she's gonna get back at him by using this video to get at Gary when she wants to or needs to, if you try to do anything else in regards to her and Hayden's relationship. Which basically this was what Gary do. Gary blackmails people, so that's being done to him. I'm like, good for him. So from there we go to Danny in her therapy session, and she brings up how the kids walked in on her, Tony about to do the nasty, and the kids ran in, and she was like kind of embarrassed because they're asking her are her later parts real and all this type of stuff. And then I don't think Tony was being dismissed. I didn't think like this is what it is. I mean, you got to deal with it or not deal with it. And so she brought out scenarios about, I guess, from other movies, how one movie was like the two kids tried to get their parents back together. And then another one was, I think that was the Parent Trap movie, I think. When the kids try to get their parents back together. And then she had one where, what was the other one? I know one about being deleted, I think. It was a third one from another. I think it was about acrimony. When the ex-wife come back to off the new girlfriend, the new wife, because she wants the man back or something. Now, of course, those are based off of true life, and I think those things do happen, maybe not to the extreme of, the actual movie and shows and whatnot, but Danny does have valid points, because most kids want their parents together, especially if they've been married and, were tight in the family, they want their mom and dad back together, so they will try to sabotage the new mom and new man in their parent life. So I think Danny has valid concerns. Especially how her first encounter with them was her kind of being half dressed with a trench coat on, and they had some questions about her lady farce, which I thought was kind of funny. But like, this is a show, so. But I am so proud of Danny that she's getting the help that she needs. I would love to know why she is so promiscuous. So hopefully we'll get to that sometime this season. Since we have new writers, but we probably will. Probably will. So with the new writers. So, so hopefully, Danny's able to just work out all her emotions and how she feels. And I can say Danny is becoming a better person on screen. She's giving solid advice to Zach, at least, about the whole Karen ordeal. And she's getting solid advice about Andy, about, how hearing out Jordan, all that type of stuff. So, yeah. I think I see a big growth in Dana. I'm liking her character even more this season. Back at the hospital, Zach runs into the waiting room where Karen is seated, and they're having like a little, I guess, bonding moment over the baby. They talk about the chart and paperwork and all that foolishness. Then Zach starts growing on Karen's belly and all this type of stuff. Then Fatima walks in. And Zach looks up to see her, so he kind of... But then Karen looks up and sees Fatima. And I'm not telling you, Zach straightened up in that seat so fast. I'm like, is you scared, Zach? I mean, are you scared? And I don't know if that's just like a reaction when you have a pregnant girlfriend or wife that you just want to rub on her belly. But like I say, Zach missed all of this with Heather and Michael. So now that Karen is actually pregnant now, he's giving that affection, and you can tell Tim was not happy to see that. But if it is Zach's child, he may do that, And I don't want to say if Tim has to get over it, but she will have to just deal with it. I mean, I know I don't like I said, I don't have any children, but I would guess that, or I would think that the dad would want to constantly touch the mom's belly to feel the baby kicking and all that. So I think Fatima has a right to feel the way she feels, but then at the same time she doesn't because I mean they're not married, so Jack really doesn't owe her anything. But at the same time, they're trying to build a life together, and it's going to be hard if both of I'm gonna get to that, but yeah, I think Zach looked like he got caught, which means he knew he wasn't supposed to be doing all that love the other thing with carrying her belly and all this type of stuff. And the fact that when Fatima walked in, he kind of straightened up in his seat and trying to be all understanding, trying to, I guess, be like the mediator between the two of them. But I don't really understand why Fatima even showed up. And I don't understand why Andy even, I don't want to say gave permission to Fatima to go, but, I mean, I don't think Fatima should have been there. Because, like I said, you're not his wife, so whatever he does, it does not really affect you unless y'all are married, which y'all are not. Which they are not. And the fact that she just has an issue with Karen popping up at their home, or Zach's house, because they're not married, so Zach's house really. But things just pop up at the hospital whenever she wants to. Then pop up at Karen's house when she wants to. But when Karen does it to their house, it's an issue and a problem. So Fatima probably just have a seat, take a breath, and just wait till the baby is born to get an actual and accurate DNA test. But no, I don't think Fatima should be in the hospital with Karen's appointment anyway. And now on the flip side of that, Fatima should have been there because now she sees that all this affection that Zach is giving to Karen in regards to this pregnancy. I think Fatima should have seen that. So now she kind of knows, more about the Zach Karen dynamic, more so than what Zach was saying and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, I don't think Fatima should have showed us to the hospital. And I don't understand why Andy even, I guess, kind of gave her the green light to even do it. So back at Andy, she goes to see Jordan. And I'm so glad Jordan called her out because by her own admission, she said she talked to some people and they basically vouched for Jordan. And Jordan's like, so my word isn't good enough. You have to go and talk to other people about me and my character. You don't know me like that, basically. And I'm glad he called Andy out because how many times have Gary have done things and said things, but Andy just took his word for it. Believe every word he said, every lie he told. But now that Jordan's telling her the truth, she wants to go and verify with everybody else. I mean, so yeah, I'm glad Jordan called Andy out with it because it's like Andy's has double standards or she's a hypocrite, And Gary can do whatever. Nothing is said, nothing is done. No, he gets no pushback hardly. But Jordan telling her the truth about the lies that's been spread on him, she don't believe it. Don't even want to hear the man out, hear his side of the story. Then when she gets verification from other people, she now believes him. I'm like, Andy's a freaking trip. So from there we go to Gary's office when Hayden shows up and tells him about Miss Willis. And Gary actually knows Miss Willis because he said she donated to his basically she funded him when he first got started, I guess, his hedge fund stuff. So he knows Miss Willis. And my thing is, now Miss Willis did say that she knows a man, she knows when he's a liar, she can see through a man. So, with that, this is her word. We all heard on the episode, and I said it earlier in this video. If this woman let Gary con her, she is all freaking talk. Just like Andy, they should work together because they both are nutcases and idiots. So, yeah. So, of course, now Gary has another scheme he's finna try to pull on Andy because he basically, this whole thing with Jordan's kind of backfiring on him and not really taking traction like I guess how he wanted it to be. So now he's finna go after Andy with this whole um, Miss Willis in the law firm thing. So, because Andy wants partner and so does Hayden. So he finna burn Andy to help Hayden. And my thing is with Hayden, you can't tell this man is against you. You can't tell this man is not your friend. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't stay with your wife behind your back. And now if he will burn you, he will, and you just gonna be like a bimbo, just just not doing anything. Now, granted, Hayden should have distanced himself from Gary with the whole FBI thing at the law firm. He should have, because he has to take his own self, his own livelihood, and his own job. But the fact that now that you need Gary, now you all up in his face. But when he needs you, you was nowhere to be found. So then we're gonna talk about Zach at the hospital. He had a plum fool over this DNA drawn blood thing. I'm like, Zach, this is ridiculous. I mean, maybe they've been in the hospital, maybe so, but I mean, this is just like acting like a freaking child. And so it was kind of funny that he got to pass out on his auntie. That was funny, but I guess that's how some men are. I think the Zach is over dramatizing the situation. He probably, don't look. I mean, then he looked back, see, put her hand over his eyes. I mean, if you're so traumatized about it, why are you looking? Keep your eyes closed. Turn your head away. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we will see. Finally, hopefully, so very, very soon, who this baby daddies are of these two twins. So now we have Andy confronting Gary along with Fatima. I mean, Fatima needs to get her some business of her own so she can stay out of everybody else's, and stay out of Zach's and stay out of Andy's. But I guess Fatima feels like Zach is going to be too passive with Karen, and I guess she thinks Andy will be too passive with Gary, which I can understand that. But at the same time, it's like y'all need to grow a pair and handle y'all business. I hadn't called on Fatima. So Andy did confront Gary about the whole lie with Jordan and this underage girl. And Annie got proof because of her colleague or former college classmate, I guess. So she has proof that none of it is true. And so Squelch team was there barking and doing her ad libs. And my thing was Fatima, you're there ad libbing. I mean, I can say this. I don't think Gary wants to mess with Fatima because see, Gary knows about Madam. I don't know if he knows to the extent of what we know as far as All the Queen's Men show, but he does know about Madam. I'm sure he can know some stuff that she does or is doing. So Gary won't really mess with Fatima too much, and I think long as Andy stays close to Fatima, I don't think Gary would do too much to Andy as well. Now even Tamira is under Madam, so he won't do anything to her either. So I guess it's good that if Tim is always around. I guess she could use the Madam card to get what she wants and to throw her weight around, so to speak. But yeah, I do think Andy is more assertive when the team is there. Because, as y'all saw, Gary came in thinking they finna have relations, but when he saw Fatima, he was like, oh, shoot. So, yeah, he already knew he wasn't going down like that. But, yeah, I do think Fatima being around, that kind of gives Andy, of course, Andy gives Andy a backbone when it comes to Gary. And I think it does with Zach as well, because Like I say, when Zach saw Tim in that waiting room, he straightened up and sat up in that chair, stopped touching Karen's tummy and all that foolishness. So yeah, but Tima gives everybody some act right, so to speak. So yeah, I think yeah, Tima should stay around, at least in regard to helping people stay strong and not fold, especially with Andy, her silly self with Gary. Then we get to the whole thing with Karen at the doctor's office. She laying in the bed with a hospital gown on. The belly's exposed, and they do the ultrasound. And I think this is when they found out that she's pregnant with twins. So we don't know which one is which, but I think I can say this. I think one baby will be Zach. At least one of them will be Zach. I know that. I believe that wholeheartedly. Because they're going to have some type of connection with Zach and Karen. Now, whether Fatima stays or not, we have to watch the show. But I honestly believe that they will have Karen be pregnant with one child being Zach's, or both children being Zach's. Now, we go back a little bit to the salon. Aaron called Pam, I guess, to see how Karen was doing. And Karen does not want things to do with Aaron, which I think Aaron is the father. We already know that. I think we all kind of know that she doesn't want him to. But anyway, so Aaron calls Pam to see how Karen is doing. And then she says about her Roots to Riches product. Now, I don't put it past Aaron to invest to stick around Karen. I think that's something that Aaron will do. So yeah, I think Rooster Riches may now. If this does happen, Karen could get pissed off at it. You did maybe put Pam out. But even if she does, Pam has her own product, so she'll do well for herself. Because according to the show, it's selling very well, and people really come in for her product, not really for Karen to do their hair. So you all know what you think about this video of this Sistas episode review. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will catch you all in the next one.